Okay. Look like I don't know what's going on. Look like the stream went down. I had to start another one. But what I went over again, I'm dealing with the idea that there were people before Adam and Eve. The Bible doesn't tell you that, and people read where Cain had a wife, and they try to figure out where the wife came from, and then not necessarily understanding that you don't know what the time span of that time when he killed Abel up until he took a wife. You don't know. We know that Adam, he had Seth at 130 years old. Okay. But we also know that he had sons and daughters, and the daughters you don't even have a record of. Okay. You have a record of him having them, but specifically how many names, none of that, because it's scripturally, lineages is through the male. So oftentimes they would not even, you don't even see a lot of females in lineages or genealogies. But nevertheless, we're in Genesis, the 5th chapter, Genesis 5. And I'm just start off. I want a few more people to come in, and but I am going to start at verse 1. Genesis 5:1. Maybe those that were listening will come back in. I don't know. But yeah, this internet is something else. They act like I don't pay the bill. But Genesis 5:1, it said, this is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man, in the likeness of God made he him. Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam. In the day when they were created. I'm in Genesis 5 and verse 3. Peace to you, brother. It says, and Adam lived 130 years and begat a son in his own likeness, after his image, and called his name Seth. Then it says, and the days of Adam after he had begotten Seth were 800 years, and he begat sons and daughters. Okay, so now he has sons. Adam has sons and daughters. So now it says in verse 5, and all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. Okay, so now how long or how many children can you have in roughly 1,000 years, brothers and sisters? How many kids can you have? Okay, it's two sisters, and they are siblings in the congregation. In our congregation, they are 2 of 14. One brother in the congregation, I'm just saying I'm gonna say the number, but let's just say scores of children. From all over the country. His father had. He has a lot of children. His father was up in age, I think he might have been in his 90s, maybe. But just think about if you live in 1,000 years. Now I want to point out something. See, because you don't know how many children they have. I want to point out something. What's possible. When I saw this number, now this is from the Guinness Book of World Records. Okay. Now I can't say that they had this, man. They may have probably way more than this. Because you think about 1,000 years. Now, this is the number of children born to one mother. Okay? This is from the Guinness Book of World Records. It says most prolific mother ever. But the question was she more prolific than the mother of all living? I doubt it. But nevertheless, it says the greatest officially recorded number of children born to one mother is 69. I'm going to say that again. The greatest officially recorded number of children born to one mother is 69. The wife of Fyodor Vasilyev, he was born 1707 and died approximately in 1782. I'm going to say that again. The greatest officially recorded number of children born to one mother is 69. To the wife of Fyodor Vasilyev, a peasant from Shuya, Russia. In 27 confinements, she gave birth to 16 pairs of twins, 7 sets of triplets, and 4 sets of quadruplets. Now, you think about that. So you see the potential. I'm showing you that because that's the potential. Now, that's over a lifespan like we have today. What's the lifespan we have today? In Genesis 6:3, it says, "And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years." Right? But then you read in another place in Psalms, I want to say, hold on one second. The 90th chapter, it says in verse 9, Psalms 90 and 9. I mean, that's a lot of babies. You take one of them numbers, that's a lot of babies. You got 6 kids. So you tell somebody today you got 6 kids. 6 kids, they look at you like, man, that's a lot of kids. Or 9 kids. You got 9 kids? I don't know how you do it. She got 69, has 69 kids. It says, but in Psalms 90 and that's some fertility there, but Psalms 90 and verse 9, it said, "For all our days are passed away in thy wrath. We spend our years as a tale that is told. How long we live?" It said, "The days of our years are 60 years and 10. 60 is 60, plus 10 is 70 years. And if by reason of strength they be 80 years. What's 80? That's 80. A score is 20. Like I said, that brother in the congregation, he said his father had, I ain't gonna even give you the number. He said scores. I'm gonna just say scores of children. One score is 20. It said, "Yet is their strength, labor, and sorrow, for it is soon cut off, and we fly away." Okay. Again, that don't mean you flying off to heaven. That's figurative language. I'm not even dealing with that right now. But nevertheless, it says, so back in Genesis 5 in verse, so it says that Genesis 5, and all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. So you think about it, brothers and sisters. Peace to you. You think about it, Sister Jacqueline. You think about how many kids you could actually have. Brothers and sisters, and then those children having children. You understand, you're talking about thousands of people. You think about in roughly 1,000 years, how many, or hundreds of years, how many children could be born? You talking, even if she didn't have nowhere near 69, you still talking about a whole lot of kids, a whole lot of children. You talking about it potentially, you talking thousands of people. So that's how that could take place. But the Bible does not tell you that there were other people here prior to Adam. Because if Adam brought death into the world and death is traced to Adam, that means they weren't dying. Because you understand what was to happen, you wouldn't die. Right? You wouldn't die. And he showed you a sign of that, what could happen when he showed you Enoch. But death in and of itself was traced back to Adam. Okay? So I did want to just address that question that the brother did have. And since I was dealing with this went right along with that the whole thing that I'm, as far as dealing with false doctrine that you hear even amongst Hebrews. Okay. If nobody had a question about that or anything with that, brothers and sisters, I want to that we're at the House of the Faith, meet every Sabbath at 5925 West 25th Avenue in Gary, Indiana at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. We also live stream right here on the Israel Teach YouTube channel, as well as at www.israelteach.org. If you've been edified through the ministry, you can leave a donation. We truly appreciate it. 100% of the proceeds go to the work of the ministry. We don't get paid for our efforts. And with that, brothers and sisters, it's always my prayer that you were edified. Keep the faith.